With the third pick in the 2009 NBA draft, the Oklahoma City Thunder select James Harden of Arizona State University.
Maybe a bit of a surprise, at least to the crowd here at WAMU Theater.
On another episode of whatever this episode is called and whatever this is, I would like to talk about James Harden. Now, James Harden is a point guard / shooting guard for the Cleveland Cavaliers, drafted in 2009, first round, third overall pick out of Arizona State. See, when I first heard of James Harden, he was at Artesia High School in Lakewood, California, a suburb of Los Angeles. He led his team to a 33-1 record. And then in senior year, repeated as state champs again for Artesia High School at 33-2 record, averaging 18 points a game, 7.9 rebounds, and 3 assists. He was also named a McDonald's All-American and earned a second team parade All-American honors. And I used to hear about his AAU team, travel ball team. I remember those days. Pump and Run Elite. They was very good. Very good. And his team would beat the DC Assault, which led with Michael Beasley, Nolan Smith, and Austin Freeman. But anyways, not going to go too much into his high school career. He did 2 years at ASU before he was drafted to Oklahoma City Thunder. And I just thought, maybe, I don't know, he should become a regular, just, I wouldn't say journeyman, but just a good old little guard as he was coming off the bench. But his stardom on OKC Thunder led him to new heights as a sixth man, winning Sixth Man of the Year in 2012. But now he has become an MVP, an 11-time All-Star, a 6-time All-NBA First Team, 2-time All-NBA Third Team, Sixth Man of the Year in 2012, 3-time NBA Scoring Champion, 2-time NBA Assist Leader, NBA All-Rookie Second Team, part of the NBA 71st Anniversary Team. As for his college, consists as First Team All-American, Pac-10 Player of the Year no longer exists, 2-team First Team All Pac-10. Number 13 jersey retired with the ASU Sun Devils. Let's keep going. While he is an Olympic champion in 2012, a World Cup champion in 2014 as well, averaging, drum roll please, 24 points a game, 7 assists, and 5 rebounds per game for his career. All that's good and dandy, right? But let me add this into here. Let me add a little key piece into here. I forgot to add this award to his list of accomplishments in the NBA. He's a damn choke artist! Now let's look at all his choke artist moments. I did do this video a couple years ago, but it's time for an update. Because the last time I did this video, he might have been on the 76ers. I think he was on the 76ers. Now that he's been on the Cleveland Cavaliers, I think it's time for an update. See, we always squawk and twerk and dance around for these guys like James Harden, LeBron James, and others. But we never look at their...
Not true.
I almost told a lie. We do look at their flaws on this channel. And we're about to magnify these flaws for James Harden even more. First of all, look at all these teams he's been on. OKC Thunder, Houston Rockets, Brooklyn Nets, Philadelphia 76ers, Los Angeles Clippers, now the Cleveland Cavaliers. You know what that sounds like to me? It sounds like a James Harden problem. Not the team's problem, the James Harden problem. Similar to his old boy that's now currently in Houston.
Yo, how I work this shit?
Kevin Durant. That's actually kind of funny that him, Westbrook, and James Harden all played for Houston at different times or at the same time. But anyways, on this channel, James Harden is overrated, aka Mongol Slade, as called by Turok. I wish I could play the theme. but I'm not allowed to play the theme on here. So we're just gonna move forward and look at every year this bum has been a choke artist. So let's get to it. Starting with 2012. Now people might say, "Oh, 2012. He was just a he was just a new boy. He was just a new boy. He didn't do nothing wrong in 2012. He wasn't a leader of the team. He was called Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. You know, he's a victim of circumstances. He's just a victim of circumstances, man. You can't blame him." That's what his fans say. But we're starting with 2012 anyway. Regular season. James Harden 2012, when he did win Sixth Man of the Year, 16 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, averaging 2.2 turnovers per game. Coming off the bench in 2012. 2012 Finals. 12.4 point, new, tongue twisted. 12.4 points per game, 4.8 rebounds, 3.6 assists, shooting 37%. Does he show up? No. In the Game 5 loss, trash. Absolutely trash. 2013. Now, in 2013, he's on a totally different team. He's on the Houston Rockets now because he had to be the man. He wanted to be the Ice Cube of the group. Yeah, I make that equivalent to Ice Cube leaving NWA. But he wanted to be the Ice Cube of the group and leave. He just didn't diss NWA or aka OKC Thunder. That belongs to Kevin Durant. But anyways, he wanted to be the man. He wanted to be the man in H-Town, man. Stony Brook, Texas. Home of the lean. By me sitting on my 4-4, lean. Anyways, but in 2013, he averaged 25 points a game, 4.9 rebounds, 5-point assists, and 3.8 turnovers. Now, he is starting, and he wants to be the man, so the turnovers going to go up. 2013 first round. Early exit. Okay, they don't have a team around him. 2014 regular season, 26 points per game, 6 assists, 4.7 rebounds, 3.6 turnovers. And I think by this time, Dwight Howard's on the team too, so now he has some help. But there was also rumors of James Harden and Dwight Howard were acting like they was divas. They won't be part of the team. See, that's not good for team chemistry. But let's move on. In the playoffs, yeah, he had 34 points in Game 6, led in scoring in Game 6 and Game 3. But pretty much LaMarcus Aldridge average, no, I wouldn't say even average, led in all scores for most of those games. And guess what happens in 2004? Damian Lillard hits that game-winning 3 to send the Houston Rockets home. And this is the same year San Antonio Spurs won it all. 2015, he gets even better. But by this time in 2015, he's dating a Kardashian. Khloe at that. And he's no longer part of the Nike brand. He gets his own shoe. He's part of Adidas now. But in the regular season, 27 points a game, 7 assists, 5.7 rebounds, and the turnovers go up. But get this, y'all. James Harden's supposed to be an all-time talent. He's supposed to be, almost in the same category as Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, as people were saying 11 years ago. But guess what he does? What happens to him in Game 6 against the Los Angeles Clippers in the semifinals that year? Under coach Kevin McHale, all-time great, Hall of Famer, Boston Celtic, Kevin McHale said, "Nah, I ain't playing you. Sit your ass on the bench, you buster. Sit your ass on the bench. We ain't gonna play you." James Harden doesn't play in the comeback. Remember that comeback when the Clippers were up by 20 and they blew that lead? No, James Harden wasn't in there. He was sitting on the bench. But in that comeback game, he had 23 points. He had 23 points in that game. And the Houston Rockets come back to win that series 4-3. But it's not over yet. It's not over yet. In the conference finals against eventual champion Golden State Warriors in Game 5. Game 5. Guess what this fool does? 2 for 11 from the field, 14 points and 12 turnovers. Trash! 2016. Regular season. 29 points a game. 6.1 rebounds. 7.5 assists. 4.6 turnovers. Field goal are up. But what happens to him again in Game 5 against the Golden State Warriors in the first round? 35 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, but 7 turnovers. And guess what? The Rockets get blown the hell out in that Game 5. Trash! Yeah. 2017. Regular season, 29 points a game, 8.1 rebounds. Career high, 11.2. I think this might have been field goal attempts. Or free throw attempts, sorry. 5 turnovers.
And then resting him a little bit.
5 turnovers, man. It just keeps going up every year. But that's what happens when you have the bowling here. Okay, playoffs. Semifinals. Game 6. Against the San Antonio Spurs. No longer has Tim Duncan. I don't even think they had Kawhi Leonard. They still have old Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker. But he went 2 for 11. 10 points. He shot 18% from the field.
How you do that? What the hell is going on?
In Game 5, he gets his shot blocked by an old Manu Ginobili. Game 6, as well, for that 2 for 11, 10 points, blown the hell off the court. Trash! 2018, regular season. 35 points a game, 8 assists, 5 rebounds, 4 turnovers. But guess what? He's an MVP. Guess what? The Houston Rockets, they are the number 1 seed that year. And I also think they was the number 1 overall seed to add as well. Yeah, they was. But guess what happens? Well, in the playoffs, they just run through everybody, it seems like, right? Yeah, that's what happened in 2018. In 2018, he just ran over everybody. But in 2018, 17 games, he averaged 28 points a game, 0.6 blocks a game, 2.2 steals, 6.8 assists, 5.2 rebounds, shooting 88% from the free throw line, 29% from 3. Well, a certain game contributes to that. 41% from the field. And like I said, Houston's just running through everything. They run through Utah. They run through Minnesota first, then Utah. Then they got to play the Nemesis for the 3rd year in a row. And this is not real documented how many, well, it is, but it's not really talked about how many times the Houston Rockets and Golden State Warriors played each other from 2015 to 2019. So this is the 3rd time they play each other. And the 3rd time you think that Houston has Golden State's number. Because Houston this year was, drumroll please, 65-17. And the Warriors were the 2nd seed. And you would think this might be the season James Harden takes the Houston Rockets to the NBA Finals. It's also his first year as the Rockets have a new owner too. But you would think they also broke the franchise record for most wins in a season with their 59 win against the New Orleans Pelicans. But as we all know, when you're on the James Harden team, nothing ever goes well. Especially when you have Mike D'Antoni too, that ass too. But you also had Chris Paul. But you know what happened to Chris Paul in 2018? Messed up that hamstring. The Rockets up 3-2. They lose. Game 7 in Houston. Guess what? Chokes. Like Darth Vader does to his admiral.
Apology accepted, Captain Nita.
Choke, blowing a 20-point lead. James Harden 12 for 29 for 32 points. The team goes 36. 22 shots missed in a row. 22 shots missed in a row. What do we call this, people? Trash. 2019. Regular season, 36 points in game, 6.6 rebounds, 7.5 assists, career high in field goal percentage attempts, and 3-point attempts, plus free throws. 2019 semifinals, Western Conference semifinals, 31 points, but no KD, and they still lose. But you know what? During this time, around this time, he got into a beef with a rising superstar in his own self, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Mostly it's a one-sided beef because Giannis is just joking with him. And James Harden is taking this to heart. Show the clip.
Dribbler Giannis Antetokounmpo makes a joke on the air about, I want to take someone who can pass. I'm taking Kemba Walker instead of James Harden.
I average more assists than him, I think.
You ranked 10th in assists going into the All-Star break, and Kemba ranked 36th in assists going into the All-Star break.
I don't see what the joke is, but I didn't even see it. You know, I don't pay attention to stuff like that. I just know none of them can mess with me. You know, when it's all said and done, you know, they'll appreciate it. But I wish I could just run and with 7 feet and run and just dunk. Like that takes no skill at all. I gotta actually learn how to play basketball, how to have skill, you know? I take that.
Right.
Between Kemba and Trae Young.
Wait, you don't want the dribbler?
I want somebody that's gonna pass the ball. That's what I want.
Running with 7 feet and run and just dunk. Like that takes no skill at all. I gotta actually learn how to play basketball, how to have skill, you know?
Well, you can tell everybody. Yeah, you can tell everybody. Go ahead and tell everybody. Giannis is the man, is the man, is the man. James Harden's not the man, not the man. Well, you can tell everybody. Yeah, you can tell everybody. Go ahead and tell everybody. Giannis is the man, is the man, is the man. James Harden's not the man, not the man. So now you have it. Giannis gets the MVP in 2019 and also in 2020. But what does James Harden do in 2020? Well, 34.4 points per game, 7 assists, 6 rebounds. Career high in field goal attempts again, and 3-point attempts, free throw attempts. 29 points in the playoffs, but went 12 for 20. Negative 29. And they get the hell beat out of them by the Lakers. And the bubble.
Consequences.
Yeah, everything be cool.
Also, they went 7 games with a baby OKC led by old man Chris Paul, his former teammate. The betrayal. Actually, it was no betrayal. The betrayal was on James Harden because James Harden's like, I didn't want Chris Paul on my team because he's telling me what to do. Get that guy off my team. I was gonna say something else, but I ain't gonna say it on here. Get him off my team. I don't want him on my team. Bring Westbrook on this team now. Get rid of him. So yeah, Westbrook for Chris Paul. Still doesn't work out well. You still get your ass beat. 2021. Well. After wearing a fat suit, after complaining about he didn't want to be in Houston anymore, the genie grants him his wish. Where does he get traded to? Brooklyn, to join his old teammate and Kevin Durant, another non-loyal bastard in himself, and of course Kyrie Irving, LaMarcus Aldridge, Blake Griffin, and so on and so on, with bum-ass Steve Nash. Coach Steve Nash, not the player, the coach was a bum. And guess what happens to James Harden? His hamstring fails him in a series against his nemesis, Giannis Antetokounmpo, in the 2021 semifinals. The same one when KD had his foot on his line. People still won't get over that. The Nets losing 7. and his nemesis goes on to win the NBA championship, while James Harden sits there, probably in some strip club in Brooklyn. Didn't he get arrested in France with little baby around this time? When are you vacationing with another guy in France? Unless you two-manning stuff down in France. Anyways, it's not the time for that. Moving on. Trash. 2022. His stats are going down now. At this time, he's like 32 years old. He's getting old. He's getting old up there. But his stats go down from 24 points per game in 2021 to 22 points per game in 2022. And guess what? He doesn't want to be in Brooklyn no more. He wants out. And we do have a balding, pushback, hairline bastard on ESPN yelling and screaming like a damn fool, and Stephen A. Smith talking about James Harden does not want to play with Kyrie because Kyrie won't get the shot.
LeBron James got love for this brother. He just knows that Kyrie marches to his own beat. Fair enough, we gave him a pass on that. He goes to Brooklyn. He only plays 20 games this first season. The second season, he gets hurt, and then after being gone all of these months, he tried to discourage people.
Yeah, I remember that. We was all there for that first take, and Stephen A. Smith yelling and blaming everything on Kyrie. So James Harden requested a trade out of Brooklyn. Sorry, the smoke. I'm smoking. No, I'm not smoking. I'm just choking. Like James Harden. But anyways, repeat what I said. James Harden requested his trade down the river to Philadelphia on his new team in the playoffs. Before I even get to that, so now he's joined Joel Embiid in Philadelphia. And I remember ESPN calling this the new version of Kobe and Shaq.
The best team in the East.
Absolutely, Greeny. Look, we're looking at the next possible Kobe and Shaq, right? When you talk about elite scoring, prolific scorings at the guard.
How dare you?
Dare you stand where he stood?
We're looking at the next possible Kobe and Shaq, right? When you talk
It's outrageous, egregious, preposterous.
All right, everybody got their laughs? All right. That was the most stupidest... That was the most stupidest thing I ever heard in my life. James Harden and Joel Embiid are gonna be the new Kobe and Shaq. Yeah, right. Anyways, in the playoffs with his new team, in the 76ers. Well. Game 6 versus Miami Heat, 4 for 9. 11 points, 9 assists, 4 turnovers. What did we say, crowd? Trash. 2023. He started up the Eastern Conference semifinals very well versus Boston. 45 points in Game 1 victory. 42 points in Game 4 victory. Shoot, I even praised him on this channel about it. His 45-point game in Game 1. But guess what? What does he do? He lets the whole city of Philly down. He doesn't let me down because I knew this was going to happen. But in Game 7, he went 3 for 11. 9 points and a negative 30 in the plus-minus category. So when all else fails, blame Doc Rivers. Fire Doc Rivers. Fire. But Harden's numbers dip even more. From 21 points a game to 16. So guess what happens next? Send Mongol Slade to LA to make another super team. He can't possibly fail now. He can't. And if he does, we're going to have to chase him all around California. 21 points per game against the Mavs in his first playoff series with the Clippers. And not a single Clipper led in scoring for both teams in this series. And in Game 6 versus the Dallas Mavericks, he gets 16 points, 13 assists, 1 turnover, but went 5 for 16, 31%. This is the only time he really didn't flame out like that. But guess what? The Clippers are out of playoffs, getting choked out by Kyrie, his former teammate. But I will be fair though, Kawhi Leonard wimped out. You forget this was a series where Kawhi Leonard decided, I'm hurt. This is actually 2 seasons in a row for Kawhi Leonard now. Crazy. Anyways, that was in 2024. 2025, the leading scorer on the team in the regular season, averaging 22.8 points per game, 8 assists and 5 rebounds, averaging 4.3 turnovers per game, the usual. But guess what? This team is different now. No more Super D, no more Paul George, no more Russell Westbrook. Westbrook goes to Denver. Paul George goes to Philly. But in Game 7 versus the Denver Nuggets against his former teammate 3 times now in Russell Westbrook, 2 for 8, 7 points, 2 turnovers, but he did have 13 assists, but a negative 29 in a plus negative column while shooting 25% from the field. And he gets blown off the court. Belt pass. BTA. And what did we say, subscribers?
Consequences.
2026 asks for a trade out of LA due to Kawhi Leonard and Steve Ballhead doing illegal things. Sent to Cleveland packing, the home of the... No, he's not really a choker. He's just an asshole. But sent to the home of... I can't even say that's his home because he don't even claim that home no more. But sent to the former kingdom of LeBron James, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Thinking everything's going to be better on the other side. Because now he's too cool for LA. You know, Mongo Slade too cool for LA. He got to move out of LA. Because he know all them Bloods and Crips are going to chase him out of LA and around California for choking in various games with the Clippers, you know. He need a new atmosphere, a new city. But shout out to Too Raw. He is the true originator of calling James Harden Mongo Slade. Probably one of the most funniest internet jokes I ever heard in my life. Shout out to him. He's the one that came up to it, not me. I gotta make sure I say that. I'm accused of copying other people, even though people have taken my nicknames for other players, such as La Homelander. And Homelander calling LeBron James that. I've been calling him since 2022. But anyways, carry on with the story. But wait a minute. Seriously. Who told James Harden that this was appropriate to wear? Did the Joker dress him that day? He looked like a... Let's carry on, because I was going to say something totally inappropriate.
We going to the yard. What are we doing? DM, JH, what the fuck?
Hey, boy, ain't no fucking way, boy.
I also learned some stuff about James Harden we didn't know before. And it's not related to basketball, but we don't know this guy's about to become a whole family man. At least he got that down packed somewhat. No more bachelor James Harden. Maybe. But with the Cleveland Cavaliers, he averaged 20.5 points per game, 7.7 assists, 4.8 rebounds. And he also had a drop in turnovers, 3.2 turnovers. And also, you're now equipped with a prime Donovan Mitchell, and Evelyn Mobley, Jared Allen. You know, these guys are still in their 20s. You got a shot blocker, the former defensive player of the year, and a perennial all-star? Well, in the playoffs, his numbers are down. 19.2, 5.5 assists, 5.4 rebounds, and turnovers go up 4.7. You know, during these playoffs, these current, well, technically playoffs are over, but during this current postseason, he was the second leader in turnovers behind Cade Cunningham. Cleveland goes 7 games against the Toronto Raptors. Then they go 7 games against the number 1 seed, the Detroit Pistons. In that game 7, James Harden, 9 points, 2 for 10, and a blowout win versus the Pistons. Trash. But it gets worse, y'all. It gets worse for Mongo Slade.
How do you feel? How do you take away from it?
I think I did pretty good, you know. Like I don't grade myself off shot making.
Delusions.
Standpoint of the circumstances. You know, obviously they dominated us 4-0, but yeah, I don't know if I can necessarily answer that question. Just because genuinely I do feel like we are the better team.
You serious?
Why did he say that? Does he think we're stupid? Get this bum the hell up out of here. You get blown out in 3 or 4 games. You blow a lead against the Knicks. You went 5 for 16, 15 points, and 6 turnovers in game 1. It gets even worse. 6 for 15, 18 points in game 2, 19.6 turnovers, 2 for 8, 12 points, 5 turnovers in game 4. But run back what he said before. Run that back what he said before. I want to hear what he said before.
Dominated us 4-0, but yeah, I don't know if I can necessarily answer that question. Just because genuinely I do feel like we are the better team.
With delusions. It's delusion. Was it delusion? Delusions. Delusions.
This is a sick Negro.
Really, James Harden? Really? Really? You thought you did good. Co-signing what your coach said that the team won analytically against the New York Knicks. I guess that's a great second place award, winning the series analytically, and in your head thinking that you did good, even though you blew a lead in game 1 and you got blown the hell out after game 1. None of the games were really close like that. Currently, as this video is being recorded and being made, the Knicks are well, I don't have anything near me to find out, but currently the Knicks possibly could be up 1-0 or 2-0 or possibly tied with the Spurs, playing in the NBA Finals. Meanwhile, you're sitting at home. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know if you're with your future wife, or your kids, or with a stripper named her name starts with a famous vehicle, Jeep vehicle, but she's not even a stripper. She's something else. I can't even say it on here, but I don't know where you're at right now. But you're not in the NBA Finals playing against the San Antonio Spurs. So I don't. Delusion, maybe? I don't know, man. Is he delusional, people? Is he delusional? Hey, guy in the back. Is James Harden delusional? Thinking that he did good in the conference finals this year? He's fucking delusional! That's what I thought. He's very delusional. So, top 75, right? Top 75. Is he last on the top 75? Is he like the last person on the list behind everybody else? Is he behind are him and LeBron James the last two on the list? At least James, please tell me, James. Or is it between, is it 73 LeBron James, 74 Damian Lillard, or 75 James Harden? Because I have to know what the order that they ranked all these players now that they did the top 75 4 years ago. Because I honestly don't believe James Harden's top 75, especially after this year. But the record still stands. He's part of the list. So is he at 75? Because that's where he belongs. He belongs at the nearest bottom. Like I said, realistically, in my mind, you don't belong anywhere near that list. Especially when you're saying, I think I did good, and I think we did good analytically, even though he's currently sitting at home not playing the NBA Finals. Hasn't played the NBA Finals since 2012. And has choked almost every year of his career in the playoffs. So, I don't know where we go from here with him. I just don't know. It's funny though. I had a friend, I wouldn't say back in the day, I just haven't talked to him in a minute, but I had a friend that was in the same class as James Harden, class of 07, right? And they played each other in high school, and James Harden was just all hype. And this friend said they ended up winning the game against them. No, they didn't win the game. They still ended up winning the game, Artesia High School, but he said James Harden was Like, share, subscribe to Franchise Sports TV.
Just one more thing.
Also, this is not so much about James Harden, as this is part of the end credits for this video. What they call it in Marvel movies, after the movie actually ends and the credits go up and then they show in the credit scene. Yeah, in the credit scene. Stephen A. Smith and others like Stephen A. Smith. Does James Harden have incriminating videos of y'all doing weird things with other people that possibly could be of the opposite sex or same sex or something? Or does he have video of you buying product somewhere in LA in the streets of New York or something? Or you got caught with something you shouldn't have that's illegal, that you probably get put in a wood chipper for or something like that? Does he have any dirt on y'all? Because y'all have not been very crucial, James Harden. No, you guys have not. You guys have let this guy just ride on by. Is he an informant or something that you guys can't say anything against? Please let me know. But I know one thing. When it comes to the beef between him and Giannis, I think Giannis won that beef because Giannis is carrying a ring on his finger. A championship ring, at least, on his finger. So, yeah, he won that. But seriously, please, I must know Is James Harden above criticism? Does he got you guys paid off, or what's going on? Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah, everything be cool.
Because, listen, I get on my knees every night and pray for someone to believe in me like Daryl Morey believed in you. You wanted a certain coach, they brought in Mike D'Antoni. You want to play a certain style, they played it. You wanted Dwight Howard, they brought him in and got rid of him when you were tired of him. You wanted Chris Paul, they brought him in and got rid of him when you were tired of him. They brought in your old friend Russell Westbrook. You want to go to Vegas on off days? They looked away. You wanted the team to stay over so you could go out at night. They changed the schedule, and it didn't work. And you know what? You said, I'm going to break up with my whoopee. Not good enough. I see the bright lights in New York. I want to go there. My old pal, Kevin Durant. It's going to work. The big three. And all after 1 year, you wanted out. You realized, oh my gosh, I took this guy for granted, the guy that believed in me. I went back with Daryl Morey. They traded Ben Simmons for you. How did they pull that off? And you know what? You went there and you got a partner who got the MVP. He won the MVP. And what did you say afterwards? You said, they didn't hand me the reins. You're the point guard. You were holding the reins. And what did you do when you had the reins? You scored 9 points in Game 7 against Boston. You blew a 3-2 series lead. So they fired their coach. Not good enough. You broke up with the guy believed in you again. You said, the bright lights of L.A., that's where I want to go. Let's see if that works. Listen, James, have you ever had those friends who had bad roommates? Over and over, they complained about their bad roommates. This guy's terrible. The bad roommate here. They never thought to be self-aware enough that they're the bad roommate. They're the problem. Hey, James, you're the problem. If this doesn't work this year in this system with this team, then you're going to go and point fingers at everybody else, and you're going to go back home and you're going to start swiping right for another team, and there's not going to be anybody left. Because, James, you're not the beard, you're not the system, you're the problem.